Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Art of Nia. Today's video is going to be about me no longer putting oil on my scalp. I haven't put grease, I haven't put oil, I haven't put anything on my scalp within the past 2.5 years. And when I say I haven't put anything on my scalp, that doesn't mean that I do not cleanse my hair. Of course, I wash my hair, but I'm just referring to after I cleanse my hair, I do not grease my scalp and I do not put oil on my scalp anymore. Now, a bit of a disclaimer, this may not work for everyone, meaning some people have to put grease or oil on their scalp for various reasons. So this particular video is not to tell you not to oil or grease your scalp anymore. I'm just letting you know about my experience and to help others who may be experiencing the same thing, such as myself. I can no longer put oil on my scalp because of the fact that oil clogs my scalp pores. In addition to the fact that I suffer from scalp contact dermatitis, which basically means that any substance that is applied to my scalp that it does not agree with, it will become extremely itchy and extremely irritated. I noticed that I was having a problem with putting oil on my scalp about 2 or 3 years ago, which is around the same time frame that I realized that I can no longer use shampoo. So this video is related to the previous video that I've made about the reasons why I can no longer use shampoo. So you guys need to go ahead and check out that video. I'll link it up above or down below. But basically during that time, I would cleanse my hair with shampoo, and right after I would apply oil to my scalp. Within the next 2 or 3 days, my scalp will become extremely inflamed, irritated, and very, very itchy. I have heard cosmetologists state that people actually shouldn't be putting oil on their scalp for the simple fact that it does clog the pores and a person can experience a lot of scalp issues, which can overall potentially affect the way that your hair grows. But I also do understand that people have dry scalp or very itchy scalp, and sometimes oil does benefit them. You really need to listen to your body, listen to your scalp, and listen to your hair. Those are the only ways to find out what works for you and what doesn't. The way that I found out that I can no longer use oil on my scalp was simply by doing a process of elimination. All of the products that I was using for my hair, I just simply stopped using them. And when I was going through my extreme scalp itching and irritation episodes, I just randomly came across a thought and said, after you shampoo your hair or cleanse your hair, why don't you stop using oil? And that's exactly what I did, and I noticed that my symptoms had pretty much started to go away. I noticed that my skin, or my face in particular, behaves the same way as my scalp. My face can become very oily sometimes, and so can my scalp. My scalp produces a lot of natural oil on its own, which is known as sebum, which is the oil that is produced through our sebaceous glands to provide protection as well as moisturize our skin. Because my scalp is naturally oily, if I'm taking like coconut oil, tea tree oil, jojoba oil, olive oil, and just slathering my scalp with it, my scalp would just go crazy. That was just like a recipe for disaster. These are what I consider to be third-party oils. I don't care if these oils are natural, but per my own theory, they're third-party oils because they're not produced by your body. So my scalp automatically picked up on the fact that these particular oils that I was putting on it was not an oil that it produced on its own. So it began to go haywire and it started to go crazy. The skin is the largest organ on your body, so it has to breathe. Due to the fact that my scalp is already oily on its own and I go in and smother it, it couldn't breathe. Back in the day, I also never had an issue with putting grease and oil on my scalp, but as we get older, well, me in particular, as I got older and my body changes, I can no longer do that. My scalp has become very sensitive over the years, so I have to be very, very cognizant of what I put on my scalp. In this particular case, I don't put anything on my scalp anymore. Your hair must grow in a clean environment. So if you're not washing your hair as often as you should, and you're adding grease and you're adding oil on it, do you know how much of a bacteria breeding environment that is? This is the reason why a lot of people have issues with their scalp and they're not aware of it. It simply could be because you're suffocating your scalp by putting oil and grease on it. Your scalp pores can get clogged very, very easily, especially because of the fact that with the natural hair products that we use, they have a lot of ingredients in them. So you're using these natural hair products and then you're using oil on top of that. That's just way too much going on for your scalp to be able to thrive and for it to be healthy. So as I said before, because I naturally have oily skin, in particular my face and my scalp, I cannot go too long without washing my hair. Now granted, I may get busy sometimes, but if it's a little over a week, I can start to feel that my scalp is like, hey, it's time to give me a good wash or give me a good cleansing, because I'm pretty oily here. So I have to keep it cleansed in order to get rid of that buildup and that residue. This way I can lessen my chance of having scalp irritation. I know you're probably thinking, well, how does your hair grow and how do you keep your hair moisturized? Pretty much my new growth is nourished by my sebum, my natural oil for my scalp, and I do a pretty good job with maintaining the length of my hair by using very, very moisturizing products. And again, I keep my scalp clean as often as I can. Also, I ensure that my hair is deep conditioned on a weekly basis, which helps with keeping the strands of my hair moisturized. Pretty much, I just leave my scalp alone and I let it do its own thing. My scalp stays in the best of health by me not putting any oils or any creams or any grease on it. Every once in a while, I'll go in and massage my scalp throughout the week to loosen up the oil and to get that blood circulating. But other than that, I don't put anything on my scalp. So not using oil and not putting anything on my scalp has not had an adverse effect on my hair at all. In fact, my scalp feels great and my hair has continued to thrive and flourish, and it has continued to grow. So I highly encourage you, if you are experiencing the same issues that I've had, especially after you wash your hair, I highly encourage you to stop putting oil on your scalp and just to see how long you can go without doing that. Again, this may not work for everybody. If you know that putting oil and grease on your scalp works for you, do not break something that isn't broken. But I'm just really talking to those few in a bunch who are literally spinning their wheels and they can't figure out what is going on with their scalp. This particular process can potentially help. I'm curious to find out how many people are going through the same thing that I'm going through, or vice versa. So leave a comment down below and just let me know if you have to oil your scalp, like you can't live without it, it is the best thing ever, or if you completely stop oiling your scalp because of the fact that you have so many scalp issues as well as extreme scalp itching. Alright you all, so that concludes today's video as to the reason why I can no longer use oil on my scalp. My hair has continued to flourish and I haven't had any issues since then. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed today's content. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can be a part of the Living Art fam. And I will see you all next time. Bye.